Feeling mentally foggy? The audiobook Stay Sharp, Overcoming Mental Laziness is your key to unlocking your brain's full potential. Discover how to conquer mental laziness, boost creativity, and make better decisions effortlessly. Don't let mental stagnation hold you back from achieving your dreams. Embrace this journey to enhanced productivity, deeper relationships, and a more fulfilling life. Miss out and risk settling for mediocrity. Your sharper, more vibrant future starts here. Before we go on, I invite you to download the free bundle, which contains the ebook version of this book and an executive summary of all the chapters with the key takeaways. Studies show that engaging with content through multiple formats significantly enhances learning and retention. Click on the first link in the description to claim your free bundle now and maximize your learning potential. Now it's free, but it won't be for long, so make sure to grab it while you can. Chapter 1: Spark Awakening. Have you ever caught yourself staring blankly at a screen, mindlessly scrolling through social media, or putting off important tasks in favor of easy distractions? If so, you're not alone. Mental laziness is a pervasive issue in our fast-paced, information-saturated world. But what if you could break free from this cognitive inertia and unlock your full intellectual potential? Welcome to Stay Sharp, Overcoming Mental Laziness. This book is your guide to reigniting your mental spark and embarking on a journey of intellectual growth. In this first chapter, we'll explore the concept of cognitive activation, the process of jump-starting your mind and breaking free from the shackles of mental lethargy. Let's begin by understanding what you can achieve as you work through this book. First and foremost, you'll learn to recognize patterns of mental laziness in yourself. This self-awareness is crucial, as it's impossible to change what you don't acknowledge. You'll start noticing when your mind begins to drift or when you're taking the path of least resistance in your thinking. Secondly, you'll ignite a powerful motivation for intellectual engagement. This isn't about forcing yourself to think harder. It's about rediscovering the joy of learning, problem-solving, and mental exploration. You'll tap into your innate curiosity and harness it as a driving force for cognitive growth. Lastly, you'll gain a clear understanding of the roadmap ahead. Overcoming mental laziness isn't a one-time event, but a journey of continuous improvement. This book will provide you with a step-by-step guide to navigate this path, giving you the tools and strategies you need to succeed. But what can you expect if you commit to this journey in the long term? The benefits are profound and far-reaching. Over time, you'll develop enhanced mental resilience and stamina. Just as physical exercise builds bodily strength, consistent mental engagement builds cognitive endurance. You'll find yourself able to focus for longer periods, tackle more complex problems, and bounce back more quickly from mental fatigue. Your critical thinking and decision-making skills will see significant improvement. As you challenge your mind and push beyond your comfort zone, you'll develop a sharper, more discerning intellect. You'll become better at analyzing information, spotting logical fallacies, and making well-reasoned decisions. Perhaps most importantly, you'll cultivate a more active and engaged mindset in all aspects of life. This isn't just about being smarter. It's about approaching life with curiosity, enthusiasm, and a willingness to learn. Whether you're at work, engaging in hobbies, or interacting with loved ones, you'll bring a newfound mental vitality to every situation. So, what's involved in this process, and what are the most crucial steps? The journey begins with identifying the psychological barriers that hold you back. These might include fear of failure, perfectionism, or simply the comfort of familiar thought patterns. Recognizing these obstacles is the first step in overcoming them. Next, you'll learn to cultivate curiosity and intrinsic motivation. This isn't about forcing yourself to be interested in things. It's about rediscovering your natural sense of wonder and tapping into the topics and ideas that genuinely excite you. You'll learn to ask better questions, seek out new experiences, and approach familiar subjects from fresh angles. Setting clear intentions and goals for growth is another crucial step. Without a destination in mind, it's easy to wander aimlessly. You'll learn to set smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound goals for your intellectual development, giving you a clear target to aim for and a way to measure your progress. Why are these steps important, and why are they in this order? The sequence matters because awareness must precede action. You can't change what you don't recognize, so identifying your patterns of mental laziness is the crucial first step. Once you're aware of these patterns, you can begin to challenge and change them. Motivation comes next because it fuels persistence. Overcoming mental laziness isn't always easy. There will be times when you feel tempted to fall back into old habits. Having a strong why, a compelling reason to continue on this path, will help you push through these challenges and stay committed to your growth. Finally, goal setting provides direction and measurable progress. It transforms vague aspirations into concrete targets, giving you a clear path forward and a way to track your improvement over time. This sense of progress is itself motivating, creating a positive feedback loop that propels you further on your journey. Now, let's delve deeper into understanding mental laziness itself. At its core, mental laziness is a tendency to avoid cognitive effort, to take the path of least resistance in our thinking and decision-making. It's the voice in your head that says, "I'll think about that later," or "It's too much trouble to figure this out." It's the impulse to accept the first answer that comes to mind, rather than digging deeper or considering alternative perspectives. The cost of this complacency on personal growth is significant. When we consistently choose the easy path, we miss out on opportunities for learning and development. Our minds, like muscles, atrophy when not regularly challenged. Over time, this can lead to a narrowing of perspective, a decrease in cognitive flexibility, and a reduced capacity for complex thought. But why do we fall into these patterns of mental inertia? The psychology behind this inertia is fascinating. One key factor is our brain's tendency to conserve energy. From an evolutionary perspective, this makes sense. Our ancestors needed to conserve mental resources for survival-critical tasks. In our modern world, however, this energy-saving instinct can hold us back from reaching our full potential. Cognitive comfort zones also play a role. We all have areas of thought and behavior where we feel comfortable and competent. Stepping outside these zones requires effort and often involves the discomfort of uncertainty or the possibility of failure. It's easier to stick with what we know, even if it means limiting our growth. There's also often a fear of mental effort at play. This fear can stem from various sources: past experiences of struggle or failure, a fixed mindset that believes intelligence is unchangeable, or simply the anticipation of discomfort. Overcoming this fear is crucial to breaking free from mental laziness. So how do we begin to ignite motivation and overcome these barriers? It starts with finding your why for intellectual growth. What drives you to want to sharpen your mind? Is it career ambitions, a desire to solve complex problems, or simply the joy of learning? Connecting with this deeper motivation can provide the fuel you need for sustained effort. Setting intentions for personal development is another powerful tool. This involves consciously deciding how you want to grow and what areas you want to focus on. It's about making a commitment to yourself to prioritize your intellectual growth. As we conclude this chapter, you might be wondering what lies ahead. In the coming chapters, we'll explore a range of strategies and techniques for overcoming mental laziness and cultivating an active, engaged mind. From challenging assumptions to mastering decision-making, each chapter will build on the last, providing you with a comprehensive toolkit for cognitive growth. But for now, take a moment to reflect on what you've learned. Consider the patterns of mental laziness in your own life and the potential benefits of overcoming them. As you move forward, remember that this journey is not about perfection, but progress. Every step you take towards a more engaged and active mind is a victory worth celebrating. The path to mental sharpness begins with a single spark. Are you ready to ignite yours? The journey ahead promises not just knowledge, but transformation. As we move into the next chapter, prepare to delve deeper into the workings of your mind, uncovering hidden patterns and unlocking new potentials. The adventure of self-discovery and growth awaits. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to Grow to the Top and activate notifications to receive more self-improvement tips that will supercharge your growth. And make sure to give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. It really helps the channel grow. Thank you for your support. Chapter 2, Mind Awareness. Have you ever found yourself lost in thought, only to realize you've been staring at the same page of a book for minutes without absorbing a single word? Or perhaps you've caught yourself reaching for your phone to scroll through social media, even though you sat down intending to work on an important project. These moments of mental drift are more than just harmless lapses. They're windows into a deeper aspect of our cognitive functioning. Welcome to the realm of mind awareness, a crucial step in our journey to overcome mental laziness. In this chapter, we'll explore the fascinating landscape of our inner thoughts, learning to recognize and understand the patterns that shape our mental habits. But why is this so important in our quest for mental sharpness? Imagine trying to navigate a dense forest without a map or compass. You might make progress, but you'd likely find yourself walking in circles or hitting dead ends. Similarly, attempting to change our mental habits without first understanding them is like trying to find our way through that forest blindfolded. Awareness serves as our cognitive compass, providing the foundation for meaningful change. But awareness is more than just a tool for navigation. It's the key that unlocks the door to increased mental engagement. When we truly understand our thought patterns, we gain the power to reshape them. It's like suddenly acquiring a bird's-eye view of that forest. Not only can we see where we are, but we can also spot the clearest paths forward and the obstacles in our way. This brings us to a fascinating concept that lies at the heart of mind awareness: metacognition. It's a term that might sound complex, but at its core, it's simply the practice of thinking about thinking. Imagine your mind as a vast, intricate machine. Metacognition is like stepping back and observing how that machine operates, noticing its gears and levers, its smooth operations, and its occasional hiccups. The metacognitive process involves monitoring our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors as they occur. It's like having an internal observer, a part of our mind that watches and analyzes the rest of our mental activity. This observer notices when our attention wanders, when we fall into habitual thought patterns, or when we engage in mental shortcuts. But metacognition isn't just passive observation. It also involves actively controlling and adjusting our cognitive processes. Once we notice a pattern or habit, we can choose to reinforce it if it's beneficial, or work to change it if it's not serving us well. This level of cognitive control is a powerful tool in overcoming mental laziness. The benefits of developing this self-awareness in our cognitive function are profound. It enhances our ability to learn, as we become more attuned to our learning processes and can adjust our strategies accordingly. It improves our decision-making, as we become more aware of the biases and assumptions that influence our choices. And perhaps most importantly for our current journey, it allows us to catch ourselves in moments of mental disengagement and consciously choose to re-engage. As we delve deeper into mind awareness, we begin to identify our mental habits. These are the well-worn paths our thoughts tend to follow, the automatic reactions and responses that shape our day-to-day cognitive experiences. Some of these habits serve us well, while others may be holding us back without us even realizing it. Recognizing our automatic thoughts and reactions is like shining a spotlight on the hidden corners of our mind. We might notice, for instance, that we tend to catastrophize when faced with a challenge, immediately jumping to worst-case scenarios. Or we might realize that we have a habit of mentally checking out when conversations turn to certain topics. Equally important is spotting patterns of avoidance and procrastination. These are the subtle ways we sidestep mental effort, the excuses we make to ourselves, the distractions we seek out when faced with challenging tasks. Maybe we always seem to remember urgent errands when it's time to start a difficult project, or perhaps we habitually reach for our phones when a conversation becomes intellectually demanding. Identifying these patterns isn't about self-judgment or criticism, it's about honest observation and understanding. Think of it as creating a map of your mental landscape, noting both the smooth, well-traveled roads and the treacherous pitfalls. Once we've developed this awareness, we can start working on overcoming disengagement. This is where we move from passive observation to active participation in our mental processes. We can develop strategies to stay mentally present, techniques to catch ourselves when our minds begin to wander, and methods to re-engage when we've drifted off course. One effective strategy is to create mental checkpoints throughout your day. These are moments when you pause and consciously check in with your thoughts. Are you fully engaged in your current activity, or has your mind drifted? If you've disengaged, gently guide your attention back to the present moment. Another technique is to practice active listening in conversations. Really focus on what the other person is saying, trying to understand not just their words, but the ideas and emotions behind them. This not only keeps your mind engaged, but also deepens your connections with others. When you notice your mind has wandered, don't berate yourself. Instead, treat it as an opportunity to practice re-engagement. Take a deep breath, acknowledge where your thoughts have gone, and then gently but firmly redirect your attention to the task at hand. To help solidify these concepts, let's explore some practical exercises that can enhance your mind awareness. These are particularly suitable for those who might be listening to this book in audio format, as they can be practiced anywhere, at any time. The first exercise is thought monitoring. Throughout your day, set aside a few minutes to simply observe your thoughts. Don't try to change or judge them, just notice them. What kind of thoughts do you have? Are they mostly positive or negative? Do they tend to focus on the past, present, or future? This practice can reveal patterns you might not have noticed before. Another powerful exercise is to engage in a simple task with full mindfulness. Choose a routine activity. It could be washing dishes, folding laundry, or even just walking. As you perform this task, focus all your attention on the sensory experience. Notice the textures, the sounds, the smells. When your mind wanders, and it will, gently bring it back to the task. Afterward, reflect on the experience. How did it feel to be fully present? Was it challenging? What did you notice that you might usually overlook? As you practice these techniques and develop your mind awareness, you'll likely see a range of outcomes. At a basic level, you might notice increased moments of mental presence throughout your day. You'll catch yourself more quickly when your mind wanders and be able to refocus more easily. With consistent practice, you could achieve a state of consistent self-awareness throughout the day. This doesn't mean you'll never lose focus, but rather that you'll maintain an underlying consciousness of your mental state, able to notice and adjust as needed. The ultimate goal, the best possible outcome, is to develop a habitual state of heightened mental engagement. In this state, your default mode is one of curiosity, focus, and active participation in your experiences. Mental laziness becomes the exception rather than the rule. Of course, this journey isn't without its challenges. You might find yourself struggling with consistent awareness, especially at first. The fix for this is simple, but requires persistence. Set regular reminders to check in with your thoughts. This could be as simple as setting alarms on your phone or associating your check-ins with routine activities like drinking water or walking through doorways. Another common pitfall is frustration with slow progress. Remember, you're rewiring deeply ingrained mental habits. This takes time. The solution is to celebrate small victories and practice patience. Every moment of awareness is a step forward, no matter how small it might seem. As we conclude this chapter on mind awareness, take a moment to reflect on what you've learned. You've begun to map the terrain of your mind, to recognize the patterns and habits that shape your thoughts. You've taken the first steps towards active participation in your cognitive processes. But this is just the beginning. As we move forward, we'll build on this foundation of awareness, exploring how to challenge the assumptions that limit us and push beyond our mental comfort zones. The path ahead promises new insights and unexpected discoveries. Are you ready to venture deeper into the uncharted territories of your mind? Chapter 3: Challenge Assumptions. Have you ever wondered why two people can look at the same situation and come to completely different conclusions? Or why you sometimes find yourself stubbornly defending a position, even in the face of contradictory evidence? The answer lies in the hidden world of assumptions and biases that shape our thinking. In this chapter, we're going to embark on a journey of intellectual exploration. We'll delve into the murky waters of our own minds, questioning the very foundations of our beliefs and decision-making processes. This journey isn't always comfortable, but it's essential for anyone seeking to overcome mental laziness and achieve true intellectual growth. But why is challenging our assumptions so crucial in our quest to sharpen our minds? The answer lies in the nature of assumptions themselves. These are the invisible scaffolding upon which we build our understanding of the world. They're the unquestioned beliefs that guide our decisions, often without us even realizing it. When left unchallenged, these assumptions can become mental shortcuts, allowing us to navigate the world quickly but not always accurately. Uncovering our hidden biases is like cleaning a pair of glasses we didn't even know were dirty. Suddenly, the world comes into sharper focus. We start to see nuances and details we missed before. This enhanced clarity leads to better decision-making across all areas of our lives. We become less likely to jump to conclusions or make snap judgments based on incomplete information. Moreover, breaking free from limiting beliefs opens up new realms of intellectual freedom. Ideas that once seemed impossible or irrelevant suddenly become worthy of consideration. This expansion of our mental horizons is the essence of cognitive growth, allowing us to approach problems with fresh perspectives and innovative solutions. At the heart of this process is the power of questioning. But why do we hold on to beliefs so tightly, even when they no longer serve us? Part of the answer lies in our psychological need for consistency and stability. Our beliefs form a framework that helps us make sense of the world. Challenging these beliefs can feel threatening, as if we're dismantling the very structure of our understanding. Another factor is the sunk cost fallacy. We've invested time and energy into forming our current beliefs, and it can feel wasteful to discard them. There's also the social aspect to consider. Our beliefs often align us with certain groups or communities, and questioning these beliefs might feel like risking our social connections. Despite these obstacles, cultivating a spirit of curiosity is key to overcoming our resistance to questioning. Curiosity is the antidote to complacency. It drives us to look beyond the surface, to ask why and how, instead of accepting things at face value. When we approach our beliefs with genuine curiosity rather than defensiveness, we open ourselves up to new insights and understandings. As we dig deeper into our assumptions, we inevitably encounter cognitive biases. These are systematic errors in thinking that affect our judgments and decisions. They're like optical illusions for the mind. Even when we're aware of them, they can still influence our thinking. Some common biases include confirmation bias, where we tend to seek out information that confirms our existing beliefs while ignoring contradictory evidence. There's also the availability heuristic, where we overestimate the likelihood of events that are easy to recall, often due to recent exposure or emotional impact. The anchoring bias causes us to rely too heavily on the first piece of information we receive when making decisions. Identifying these biases in ourselves is no easy task. It requires a level of self-reflection and honesty that can be uncomfortable. One useful tool is to keep a decision journal. After making important decisions, record your thought process, the information you considered, and your emotional state. Over time, patterns may emerge that reveal your personal biases. Another effective technique is to seek out diverse perspectives. Engage in discussions with people who think differently from you. Pay attention to when you feel defensive or dismissive of their views. These reactions often point to underlying assumptions or biases. As we become more aware of our biases and assumptions, we can begin to cultivate critical thinking skills. This doesn't mean becoming cynical or dismissive of all information. Rather, it's about developing a balanced, analytical approach to evaluating information and ideas. One key technique is to practice looking for evidence that contradicts your beliefs, not just evidence that supports them. This can feel counterintuitive, but it's a powerful way to test the strength of your assumptions and broaden your understanding. Another important aspect of critical thinking is learning to recognize the difference between facts, opinions, and inferences. Facts are verifiable pieces of information. Opinions are subjective views or judgments. Inferences are conclusions drawn from facts and observations. Being able to distinguish between these helps us evaluate information more objectively. Applying constructive skepticism in daily life doesn't mean doubting everything. Instead, it's about maintaining an open mind while also being willing to question claims and seek evidence. When you encounter new information, ask yourself, what's the source? What evidence supports this claim? Are there alternative explanations? To help integrate these concepts into your daily life, let's explore some practical exercises. These are designed to be easily incorporated into your routine, whether you're reading this book or listening to an audio version. The first exercise is an assumption audit. Take a few minutes to list some of your strongly held beliefs about yourself, others, or the world. Then, for each belief, ask yourself, why do I believe this? What evidence supports this belief? What evidence might contradict it? This exercise can be eye-opening, revealing assumptions you didn't even realize you held. Another valuable exercise is bias reflection. At the end of each day, think about a decision you made. It could be a major choice or something as simple as which route you took to work. Analyze this decision for potential biases. Did you consider all available options, or did you default to the familiar? Did recent events unduly influence your choice? This practice helps build your bias detection skills over time. As you engage in these practices, you'll likely see a range of outcomes. At a basic level, you'll develop an increased awareness of your personal biases. You'll start to catch yourself in moments of biased thinking, which is the first step toward change. With consistent practice, you'll develop the ability to question and adjust your assumptions in real time. This doesn't mean abandoning all your beliefs, but rather holding them more lightly, being willing to revise them in the face of new evidence. The ultimate goal, the best possible outcome, is to reach a state where you can make decisions that are as objective as possible, free from unconscious influences. While perfect objectivity may be unattainable, striving for it leads to clearer thinking and better outcomes. Of course, this journey of challenging assumptions isn't without its pitfalls. You might encounter resistance to changing long-held beliefs. This is natural. Our beliefs are part of our identity, and changing them can feel threatening. The key is to approach new information with openness rather than defensiveness. Remind yourself that changing your mind in the face of new evidence isn't a sign of weakness, but of intellectual strength and flexibility. Another common challenge is feeling overwhelmed by the complexity of examining every assumption and decision. The solution is to take it one step at a time. Focus on one assumption or bias at a time. Gradual, consistent progress is more sustainable than trying to overhaul your entire belief system overnight. As we conclude this chapter on challenging assumptions, take a moment to reflect on how far you've come. You've begun to question the unquestionable, to see the invisible forces shaping your thoughts and decisions. You've taken the first steps toward intellectual freedom, toward a more objective and nuanced understanding of the world. But this is just the beginning. As we move forward, we'll explore how to take this newfound awareness and apply it in practical ways. We'll delve into the art of engagement, discovering how to maintain an active, questioning mind in all aspects of life. What hidden potentials will this unlocked mental freedom reveal? The next chapter holds the key to transforming awareness into action. Chapter 4, Active Engagement. Have you ever found yourself at the end of a day, wondering where the time went? Or perhaps you've finished reading a page in a book, only to realize you can't recall a single word. These moments of mental absence are more common than we'd like to admit, and they're at the heart of what we'll explore in this chapter. Active engagement is a concept that goes beyond simply paying attention. It's about being fully present in each moment, immersing yourself in your experiences and consciously directing your mental energy. But why is this so crucial in our battle against mental laziness? The answer lies in the way our brains function. Our minds are not static, they're constantly changing, forming new neural connections and strengthening existing ones. This process, known as neuroplasticity, is the key to maintaining cognitive health and preventing mental decline. Active engagement is like a workout for your brain, stimulating these neural pathways and keeping your mind sharp. Moreover, active engagement serves as a powerful antidote to mental stagnation. When we passively move through our days, allowing our minds to wander aimlessly or fall into autopilot, we're not challenging our brains. We're not growing, learning, or evolving. Active engagement, on the other hand, keeps us mentally agile, curious, and open to new experiences and ideas. But how do we cultivate this state of active engagement? The journey begins with understanding the art of mindfulness. Mindfulness, at its core, is about being fully present in the current moment. It's about observing your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment, maintaining a keen awareness of your experiences as they unfold. The principles of mindfulness are deceptively simple, yet profoundly impactful. It involves focusing your attention on the present moment, acknowledging distractions when they arise, and gently guiding your focus back to the present. This practice of continual refocusing is like a mental workout, strengthening your ability to maintain attention over time. The impact of mindfulness on mental sharpness is significant. Regular mindfulness practice has been shown to improve concentration, enhance memory, and even increase gray matter density in areas of the brain associated with learning, emotional regulation, and perspective taking. By training your mind to be present, you're literally reshaping your brain for better cognitive function. However, in our fast-paced, technology-driven world, maintaining focus and attention can be challenging. Distractions are everywhere, constantly vying for our attention. So how do we enhance our ability to focus in this distraction-rich environment? One effective strategy is to create a distraction-free zone for important tasks. This might mean turning off notifications on your devices, finding a quiet space to work, or using tools that block access to distracting websites. The key is to proactively manage your environment to support focused attention. Another powerful technique is the Pomodoro method. This involves working in focused bursts of 25 minutes, followed by short breaks. This approach leverages our natural attention cycles, allowing for periods of intense focus followed by rest and renewal. Sustaining attention over time is a skill that can be developed with practice. One effective method is to gradually increase the duration of your focused work periods. Start with what's comfortable, perhaps 15 minutes of uninterrupted focus, and slowly extend this time as your concentration improves. But active engagement isn't just about solitary focus. It's also about how we interact with the world around us. Developing active listening skills is a crucial aspect of this. Active listening involves fully focusing on what is being said rather than just passively hearing the words. It means listening with all senses, giving your full attention to the speaker, and providing feedback to ensure understanding. To practice active listening, try to focus entirely on the person speaking. Resist the urge to formulate your response while they're still talking. Instead, concentrate on truly understanding their message. Ask clarifying questions. Reflect back what you've heard to ensure accurate comprehension. This level of engagement not only improves your understanding, but also enhances your relationships and communication skills. Participatory methods for immersive learning take active engagement to another level. This could involve hands-on experiences, interactive discussions, or project-based learning. The key is to move beyond passive reception of information to active involvement in the learning process. When you engage multiple senses and actively participate in your learning, you're more likely to retain information and develop a deeper understanding of the subject matter. To help integrate these concepts into your daily life, let's explore some practical exercises. These are designed to be easily incorporated into your routine, whether you're reading this book or listening to an audio version. The first exercise is mindful observation. Take a few minutes each day to focus intensely on your immediate environment. Notice the colors, shapes, textures, and sounds around you. If you're outdoors, pay attention to the feel of the wind on your skin, the smell of the air, the movement of clouds in the sky. The goal is to fully immerse yourself in your sensory experience, training your mind to be present and attentive. Another powerful exercise is single tasking. Choose one activity. It could be as simple as washing dishes or as complex as writing a report, and commit to doing only that task for a set period. Resist the urge to check your phone, respond to emails, or engage in any other activity. When your mind wanders, and it will, gently bring your focus back to the task at hand. This practice strengthens your ability to sustain attention and resist distractions. As you incorporate these practices into your life, you'll likely see a range of outcomes. At a basic level, you'll notice improved focus during tasks. You'll find yourself better able to concentrate on your work, conversations, or any activity you're engaged in. With consistent practice, you'll develop an enhanced ability to sustain attention over longer periods. You'll be less easily distracted and more capable of deep, focused work. This improved concentration can lead to increased productivity and a greater sense of accomplishment in your daily activities. The ultimate goal, the best possible outcome, is to develop a habit of engagement that leads to heightened mental agility. In this state, active engagement becomes your default mode of operation. You'll approach each task, conversation, and experience with full presence and attention. This level of consistent engagement can lead to improved memory, enhanced learning capabilities, and a richer, more fulfilling experience of life. Of course, the journey to active engagement isn't without its challenges. One common obstacle is difficulty maintaining focus, especially when you're just starting out. The fix for this is to start small and gradually build up your focus muscle. Begin with short intervals of focused attention, even just 5 minutes, and slowly increase the duration as your capacity grows. Remember, it's not about perfection, but progress. Another frequent hurdle is overcoming the habit of multitasking. In our busy lives, we often feel pressured to do multiple things at once. However, research has shown that multitasking is largely a myth. What we're really doing is rapidly switching between tasks, which can decrease productivity and increase mental fatigue. The solution is to prioritize your tasks and dedicate specific time slots to each one. By giving your full attention to one task at a time, you'll likely find that you complete them more efficiently and effectively. As we conclude this chapter on active engagement, take a moment to reflect on the power of presence. You've begun to explore how being fully engaged in each moment can transform your mental landscape, sharpening your focus and enriching your experiences. You've taken the first steps toward a more vibrant, attentive way of living. But this is just the beginning. As we move forward, we'll discover how to take this newfound engagement and turn it into lasting change. We'll explore the fascinating world of habit formation, uncovering the secrets to making active engagement not just a practice, but a way of life. What hidden potentials will emerge as we learn to shape our daily routines? The next chapter holds the key to transforming momentary focus into enduring mental agility. Chapter 5, Habit Formation. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly maintain a sharp, agile mind while others struggle with mental fog and lethargy? The answer might be simpler than you think, yet profoundly powerful in its implications. It's not about innate intelligence or willpower alone. Instead, it's about the invisible force that shapes our daily lives, habits. In this chapter, we're going to explore the fascinating world of habit formation and its crucial role in overcoming mental laziness. But why are habits so important in our quest for mental agility? The answer lies in the very nature of habits themselves. Habits are the brain's way of conserving energy. They're automatic behaviors that we perform with little to no conscious thought. This automaticity is what makes habits so powerful in creating lasting change. Once a habit is firmly established, it requires minimal effort to maintain. It's like setting your mind on autopilot towards continuous growth and learning. Moreover, Positive routines built through habit formation can enhance mental resilience automatically. When we consistently engage in activities that challenge and stimulate our minds, we're not just performing isolated acts of mental exercise, we're actually rewiring our brains, creating neural pathways that make mental agility our default state. But how exactly do habits work? To understand this, we need to delve into the science of habits. At the core of every habit is what psychologists call the habit loop. This loop consists of three components: the cue, the routine, and the reward. The cue is the trigger that initiates the habit. It could be a time of day, a particular location, an emotional state, or even the presence of certain people. The routine is the behavior itself, the action you take in response to the cue. Finally, the reward is the benefit you gain from performing the routine. This reward reinforces the habit, making you more likely to repeat the behavior in the future when you encounter the same cue. Understanding this loop is crucial because it allows us to deconstruct our existing habits and construct new ones intentionally. By identifying the cues that trigger unproductive behaviors and replacing them with more beneficial routines, we can reshape our mental landscape. The neurological basis of routine behaviors is equally fascinating. When we repeatedly perform an action in response to a specific cue, our brains create strong neural pathways associated with that behavior. Over time, these pathways become so efficient that the behavior becomes automatic, requiring little conscious effort. This neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new neural connections, is what makes habit formation such a powerful tool for mental growth. By consistently engaging in activities that promote learning and mental agility, we're literally reshaping our brains to be more adaptable and resilient. So how do we go about building positive mental habits? The first step is to identify keystone habits, those habits that, when changed, cause a ripple effect in other areas of our lives. For mental agility, keystone habits might include daily reading, regular problem-solving exercises, or consistent mindfulness practice. Once we've identified our keystone habits, we can follow a series of steps to establish and reinforce these new routines. Start by clearly defining the habit you want to form. Be specific about what you'll do, when you'll do it, and how often. Next, link this new habit to an existing routine or a consistent cue in your environment. This habit stacking makes it easier to remember and perform your new behavior. It's crucial to start small. Begin with a version of the habit that's so easy you can't say no. For instance, if your goal is to read more, start with just 1 page a day. As the habit becomes established, you can gradually increase the challenge. Remember to reward yourself for successfully performing your new habit. This doesn't have to be a tangible reward. It could be as simple as taking a moment to feel proud of your consistency. This positive reinforcement helps cement the habit loop. Maintaining momentum is often the biggest challenge in habit formation. It's easy to start with enthusiasm, but how do we keep going when that initial motivation wanes? One effective strategy is to track your progress. This could be as simple as marking an X on a calendar for each day you perform your habit. Seeing a chain of successful days can be a powerful motivator to keep going. Another key to long-term adherence is to make your habits enjoyable. Find ways to make your mental agility routines fun and engaging. This might mean turning problem-solving into a game or finding a reading genre that truly captivates you. It's also important to prepare for obstacles. Identify potential barriers to your new habits and plan how you'll overcome them. If you know you tend to skip your evening reading when you're tired, for example, you might plan to do it earlier in the day instead. To help integrate these concepts into your daily life, let's explore some practical exercises. These are designed to be easily incorporated into your routine, whether you're reading this book or listening to an audio version. The first exercise is habit visualization. Take a few minutes each day to vividly imagine yourself performing your new habit. See yourself going through each step, feeling the emotions associated with successfully completing the routine. Visualize the long-term benefits of this habit, how it will enhance your mental agility over time. This mental rehearsal can strengthen your commitment and make the actual performance of the habit feel more natural. Another powerful exercise is mental habit tracking. At the end of each day, take a moment to reflect on your habit adherence. Did you perform your new routines as planned? If so, acknowledge your success and reinforce the positive feelings associated with it. If not, don't berate yourself. Instead, calmly analyze what prevented you from following through and plan how to overcome that obstacle tomorrow. As you incorporate these practices into your life, you'll likely see a range of outcomes. At a basic level, you'll notice the formation of beneficial mental routines. You'll find yourself naturally engaging in activities that promote learning and cognitive flexibility. With consistent practice, these behaviors will become more automatic. You'll find yourself reaching for a book or tackling a mental challenge without conscious effort. This automaticity frees up mental resources, allowing you to focus on higher-level thinking and problem-solving. The ultimate goal, the best possible outcome, is to develop a lifestyle that naturally promotes mental growth. In this state, continuous learning and cognitive challenge become integral parts of your daily life. You'll find yourself constantly seeking out new knowledge, approaching problems with curiosity and creativity, and maintaining mental flexibility in the face of change. Of course, the journey of habit formation isn't without its challenges. One common obstacle is inconsistent habit practice. It's easy to fall off track, especially in the early stages of forming a new habit. The fix for this is to start small and build gradually. Remember, consistency is more important than intensity when it comes to habit formation. It's better to read one page every day than to read a whole book in one sitting and then not touch another for weeks. Another frequent hurdle is loss of motivation over time. The initial excitement of starting a new habit can wear off, leaving you struggling to maintain your routines. The solution is to regularly revisit your reasons for change. Remind yourself why you started this journey in the first place. Visualize the benefits of your new habits and how they're contributing to your goal of mental agility. As we conclude this chapter on habit formation, take a moment to reflect on the power of small, consistent actions. You've begun to explore how shaping your daily routines can transform your mental landscape, creating a foundation for lasting cognitive growth. You've taken the first steps toward a life of automatic mental engagement and continuous learning. But this is just the beginning. As we move forward, we'll discover how to take these newly formed habits and use them as a springboard for even greater mental agility. We'll explore the fascinating realm of creative thinking, uncovering how your sharpened mind can break free from conventional thought patterns and generate innovative solutions. What hidden potentials will emerge as we learn to think outside the box? The next chapter holds the key to unlocking your creative genius and pushing the boundaries of your mental capabilities. Chapter 6: Creative Thinking. Have you ever found yourself staring at a problem, feeling like you've hit a mental wall? Or perhaps you've experienced the frustration of recycling the same old ideas, knowing there must be a better solution just out of reach. If so, you're not alone. Many of us fall into the trap of conventional thinking, approaching challenges with the same tired methods we've always used. But what if there was a way to break free from these mental ruts and tap into a wellspring of innovative ideas? In this chapter, we're going to explore a powerful antidote to mental stagnation: creative thinking. But why is creativity so crucial in our quest to overcome mental laziness? The answer lies in the very nature of creative thought itself. Creative thinking is like a breath of fresh air for your mind. It breaks through the fog of routine and habit, introducing novel ideas and perspectives that can revolutionize how you approach problems. When we engage in creative thinking, we're not just coming up with new ideas, we're actually rewiring our brains, creating new neural pathways, and strengthening our cognitive flexibility. Moreover, creative thinking enhances our problem-solving capabilities in ways that conventional thinking simply can't match. It allows us to see connections that weren't apparent before, to combine ideas in unique ways, and to approach challenges from angles we might never have considered. This isn't just about being artsy or innovative. It's about developing a mental toolkit that can tackle any problem life throws our way. But how do we cultivate this creative mindset? The journey begins with breaking conventional patterns of thought. We all have fixed mindsets, deeply ingrained beliefs about how things should be done or what's possible. These mindsets can be incredibly limiting, acting as blinders that prevent us from seeing alternative solutions. Identifying these fixed mindsets is the first step towards breaking free from them. Pay attention to your automatic responses to problems. Do you immediately dismiss certain ideas as impossible or impractical? Do you find yourself saying, "That's just how it's always been done," or "that would never work"? These are signs of a fixed mindset at work. Once you've identified these patterns, the next step is to actively challenge them. This is where the power of open-mindedness comes into play. Open-mindedness isn't about accepting every idea as equally valid. It's about being willing to consider alternatives, to entertain possibilities, even if they initially seem far-fetched. Embracing flexibility in your thinking is key. This means being willing to let go of your first idea if a better one comes along, or being able to look at a problem from multiple angles. It's about cultivating a sense of intellectual curiosity and a willingness to explore. But how do we actually generate these innovative ideas? This is where techniques for innovation come into play. One powerful approach is lateral thinking, a term coined by Edward de Bono. Lateral thinking involves approaching problems from unexpected angles, often by deliberately introducing random elements or challenging assumptions. For example, one lateral thinking technique is random entry. This involves introducing a random word or concept into your problem-solving process and forcing yourself to connect it to the issue at hand. This can lead to surprising insights and novel solutions. Another effective method is the 6 thinking hats technique. This involves looking at a problem from 6 different perspectives: facts, emotions, cautions, benefits, creativity, and process. By deliberately switching between these viewpoints, you can generate a more comprehensive and innovative approach to the problem. Effective brainstorming is another crucial tool in the creative thinker's arsenal, but it's not just about throwing ideas around haphazardly. Structured brainstorming techniques can significantly enhance the quality and quantity of ideas generated. One such technique is SCAMPER, which stands for substitute, combine, adapt, modify, put to another use, eliminate, and reverse. By systematically applying these prompts to a problem, you can generate a wide range of innovative solutions. But creative thinking isn't just for big, complex problems. It's a skill that can and should be applied to everyday life. Approaching daily challenges with a creative mindset can transform the mundane into the extraordinary. For instance, when faced with a routine task, ask yourself, how could this be done differently? Or, what if I approach this from the opposite direction? These simple questions can spark innovative approaches to even the most ordinary activities. Encouraging imaginative exploration in everyday life is another way to cultivate creativity. This could involve taking a different route to work and observing your surroundings with fresh eyes, or challenging yourself to find beauty in unexpected places. The key is to constantly engage your mind in new and stimulating ways. To help integrate these concepts into your daily life, let's explore some practical exercises. These are designed to be easily incorporated into your routine, whether you're reading this book or listening to an audio version. The first exercise is alternative uses. Choose a common object. It could be a paperclip, a brick, or a pen. Now, set a timer for 2 minutes and try to come up with as many alternative uses for this object as possible. Don't censor yourself or worry about practicality. The goal is to generate as many ideas as possible, no matter how wild or improbable they might seem. Another engaging exercise is creative storytelling. Choose 3 random words. You could open a book and pick the first noun on 3 different pages, or use an online random word generator. Now, challenge yourself to create a short story that incorporates all 3 words. The story doesn't have to be long or polished. The point is to flex your creative muscles by connecting seemingly unrelated concepts. As you incorporate these practices into your life, you'll likely see a range of outcomes. At a basic level, you'll notice increased flexibility in your thinking. You'll find yourself more open to alternative viewpoints and more willing to consider unconventional solutions. With consistent practice, you'll develop the ability to generate innovative ideas more readily. You'll start to see connections and possibilities that you might have missed before. This enhanced creativity can be applied to both personal and professional challenges, opening up new opportunities and solutions. The ultimate goal, the best possible outcome, is to develop a habit of consistently applying creativity in problem solving. In this state, creative thinking becomes your default approach to challenges. You'll naturally view problems from multiple angles, generate innovative solutions, and adapt your thinking as needed. Of course, the journey to creative thinking isn't without its challenges. One common obstacle is feeling stuck in old patterns. Even when we intellectually understand the value of creative thinking, we may find ourselves falling back on familiar approaches. The fix for this is to schedule regular creative exercises. By making creativity a daily habit, you can gradually rewire your brain to think more innovatively by default. Another frequent hurdle is doubting your creative abilities. Many people believe that creativity is an innate talent that you either have or you don't. This couldn't be further from the truth. Creativity is a skill that can be developed and strengthened with practice. The solution is to practice without self-judgment and seek diverse experiences. Remember, there are no wrong ideas in creative thinking. Even seemingly silly or impractical ideas can lead to breakthrough solutions. As we conclude this chapter on creative thinking, take a moment to reflect on the power of innovation. You've begun to explore how breaking free from conventional thought patterns can transform your problem-solving abilities, injecting fresh energy and perspective into your mental landscape. You've taken the first steps toward a more flexible, imaginative way of engaging with the world. But this is just the beginning. As we move forward, we'll discover how to harness this newfound creativity in one of the most crucial aspects of our lives. We'll explore the intricate world of decision-making, uncovering how your enhanced creative thinking can lead to choices that are not just innovative, but truly transformative. What hidden potentials will emerge as we learn to navigate the complex landscape of decisions with our sharpened creative faculties? The next chapter holds the key to unlocking a new level of mastery over your life's direction. Chapter 7, Decision Mastery. Have you ever made a decision in the heat of the moment only to regret it later? Or perhaps you found yourself paralyzed by indecision, unable to choose between multiple options. If so, you're not alone. Our lives are filled with countless decisions, from the mundane to the life-altering, and the quality of these decisions shapes the course of our existence. In this chapter, we're going to explore a crucial aspect of mental sharpness, decision mastery. But what exactly does it mean to master the art of decision-making? It's more than just making good choices. It's about understanding the intricate processes that underlie our decisions and learning to navigate them with skill and precision. The importance of decision mastery in overcoming mental laziness cannot be overstated. Every choice we make is a crossroads, an opportunity to shape our future. By improving our decision-making skills, we're not just enhancing a single aspect of our lives, we're elevating our entire life trajectory. Better decisions lead to better outcomes, whether in our personal relationships, professional endeavors, or personal growth. Moreover, mastering the art of decision-making helps us avoid the pitfalls of cognitive shortcuts. Our brains, in their quest for efficiency, often rely on mental shortcuts or heuristics to make quick decisions. While these can be useful in certain situations, they can also lead us astray, especially when dealing with complex or unfamiliar problems. By learning to recognize and overcome these shortcuts, we can reduce errors and make more thoughtful, deliberate choices. To truly understand decision mastery, we need to delve into the decision-making process itself. Broadly speaking, we can categorize decisions into two types: analytical and intuitive. Analytical decisions are those we make through careful consideration of facts and logical reasoning. Intuitive decisions, on the other hand, are those we make based on gut feelings or instincts. Both types of decision-making have their place. Analytical decision-making is crucial for complex problems where we have time to gather and analyze information. Intuitive decision-making can be valuable in situations that require quick action or where we have deep expertise. The key is knowing when to rely on each approach and how to balance them effectively. However, our decision-making processes are often fraught with pitfalls. Common heuristics, or mental shortcuts, can lead us astray. For instance, the availability heuristic causes us to overestimate the likelihood of events that are easy to recall, often due to recent exposure or emotional impact. The anchoring bias leads us to rely too heavily on the first piece of information we receive when making decisions. Recognizing these pitfalls is the first step towards avoiding them. By understanding the common biases and heuristics that influence our thinking, we can start to catch ourselves in the act and make more deliberate choices. So how do we enhance our judgment skills and make better decisions? One powerful approach is to implement decision-making frameworks. These are structured approaches to decision-making that guide us through the process, ensuring we consider all relevant factors. One such framework is the WRAP model, which stands for Widen Your Options, Reality Test Your Assumptions, Attain Distance Before Deciding, and Prepare to Be Wrong. This framework encourages us to consider multiple alternatives, challenge our assumptions, gain perspective, and plan for potential outcomes. Another crucial aspect of enhancing judgment skills is improving our ability to evaluate risks and benefits. This involves not just considering the immediate consequences of our decisions, but also thinking about long-term impacts and potential ripple effects. It means learning to quantify risks where possible and to make informed judgments about uncertainties. A key strategy in decision mastery is learning to avoid mental shortcuts when they're not appropriate. This doesn't mean we should never use heuristics. They can be valuable time savers in certain situations. The key is recognizing when heuristics are at play and deciding whether a more deliberate approach is needed. One way to encourage more deliberate thinking is to practice the pause and reflect technique. When faced with a decision, especially one that feels urgent, take a moment to pause. Ask yourself, am I rushing this decision? What assumptions am I making? What additional information might be helpful? This brief pause can be enough to shift you from reactive to proactive decision-making. Another powerful strategy is to seek diverse perspectives. Our own viewpoint is inherently limited, shaped by our experiences and biases. By actively seeking out different opinions and viewpoints, we can broaden our understanding and make more informed decisions. To help integrate these concepts into your daily life, let's explore some practical exercises. These are designed to be easily incorporated into your routine, whether you're reading this book or listening to an audio version. The first exercise is creating mental pro-con lists. When faced with a decision, take a moment to mentally list the pros and cons of each option. Try to be as objective as possible, considering both short-term and long-term consequences. This exercise helps you systematically evaluate your options rather than relying on gut feelings alone. Another valuable exercise is the decision debrief. At the end of each day, reflect on a significant decision you made. What factors influenced your choice? How did you arrive at your decision? What was the outcome? Over time, this practice will help you identify patterns in your decision-making and areas for improvement. As you incorporate these practices into your life, you'll likely see a range of outcomes. At a basic level, you'll notice increased thoughtfulness in your choices. You'll find yourself pausing to consider options more carefully, rather than defaulting to snap judgments. With consistent practice, you'll develop the ability to use structured decision-making approaches consistently. This doesn't mean every decision needs to be a lengthy, analytical process. Rather, you'll develop the skill to quickly apply appropriate decision-making frameworks as needed. The ultimate goal, the best possible outcome, is to consistently make high-quality decisions that align with your goals and values. In this state, your decisions become a powerful force for positive change in your life, propelling you towards your aspirations with each choice you make. Of course, the journey to decision mastery isn't without its challenges. One common obstacle is defaulting to snap judgments, especially under pressure or in familiar situations. The fix for this is to cultivate the habit of pausing before deciding. Even a brief moment of reflection can be enough to shift you from reactive to proactive decision-making. Another frequent hurdle is overanalyzing simple decisions. While thoughtful consideration is valuable, not every choice requires an in-depth analysis. The solution is to learn to recognize when quick decisions are appropriate. Develop a sense of proportion. Match the level of analysis to the importance and complexity of the decision at hand. As we conclude this chapter on decision mastery, take a moment to reflect on the power of thoughtful choice. You've begun to explore how understanding and improving your decision-making processes can transform your life, leading to better outcomes and reduced errors. You've taken the first steps toward becoming a master of your own choices, capable of navigating complex decisions with skill and confidence. But this is just the beginning. As we move forward, we'll discover how to integrate these decision-making skills into a broader context. We'll explore the fascinating realm of mindful living, uncovering how your enhanced decision-making abilities can contribute to a more aware, intentional way of navigating the world. What hidden potentials will emerge as we learn to apply our sharpened mental faculties to every aspect of our daily lives? The next chapter holds the key to unlocking a new level of consciousness in your everyday existence. Chapter 8, Mindful Living. Have you ever reached the end of a day and wondered where all the time went? Or perhaps you found yourself going through the motions of life, feeling disconnected from your experiences and the world around you. If so, you're not alone. In our fast-paced, distraction-filled world, it's all too easy to slip into autopilot, letting life pass us by in a blur of routine and habit. But what if there was a way to reclaim your life, to experience each moment with clarity and purpose? What if you could maintain the mental sharpness you've been cultivating, not just during dedicated practice sessions, but throughout your entire day? This is where the concept of mindful living comes into play. Mindful living is more than just a buzzword or a trendy lifestyle choice. It's a powerful approach to life that can transform how you experience the world and interact with it. But what exactly does it mean to live mindfully, and why is it so crucial in our journey to overcome mental laziness? At its core, mindful living is about being fully present in each moment, aware of your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment. It's about engaging actively with life rather than passively drifting through it. This state of active awareness is the antithesis of mental laziness, keeping your mind sharp and engaged throughout your daily activities. The importance of mindful living in overcoming mental laziness cannot be overstated. While the techniques and strategies we've explored in previous chapters are powerful tools for enhancing mental acuity, their effects can be fleeting if not integrated into your daily life. Mindful living ensures the longevity of these mental sharpness gains by embedding active engagement into your daily routines. Think of it this way. Practicing mindfulness is like regularly sharpening a knife. Each time you engage in a focused mental exercise, you're honing your cognitive edge. But mindful living is about maintaining that sharpness throughout your day-to-day activities. It's about using that knife skillfully and purposefully in every aspect of your life, rather than letting it sit idle and dull. So how do we go about integrating mindfulness into our lives? It starts with developing daily practices for sustained awareness. This doesn't mean you need to spend hours in meditation each day. Rather, it's about creating small, consistent habits that keep you anchored in the present moment. One powerful practice is the morning mindfulness check-in. As soon as you wake up, before you start your day, take a few moments to tune into your breath, your body, and your surroundings. Notice how you're feeling, both physically and emotionally. Set an intention for the day ahead. This simple practice can set the tone for a more mindful, engaged day. Another key aspect of mindful living is applying mindfulness to routine activities. These are the tasks we often do on autopilot, brushing our teeth, commuting to work, doing household chores. By bringing our full attention to these activities, we not only make them more enjoyable, but also train our minds to stay present and engaged. For instance, when brushing your teeth, focus on the sensation of the brush against your teeth and gums, the taste of the toothpaste, the sound of the bristles. When walking, pay attention to the feeling of your feet touching the ground, the rhythm of your breath, the sights and sounds around you. These small moments of mindfulness add up, creating a more aware and engaged life overall. But mindful living isn't just about being present in the moment. It's also about continuous self-improvement, constantly striving to grow and evolve. This involves setting and revisiting personal growth goals regularly. What areas of your life do you want to improve? What skills do you want to develop? By having clear goals, you give your mind something to engage with and work towards. Equally important is monitoring your progress and reflecting on your journey. This could involve keeping a journal where you record your thoughts, experiences, and insights. Or you might set aside time each week for a personal review, assessing your progress and adjusting your approach as needed. This ongoing process of reflection and adjustment keeps your mind active and engaged, preventing the slide back into mental laziness. Sustaining mental sharpness over the long term requires a delicate balance. On one hand, we want to keep our minds actively engaged and challenged. On the other, we need to prevent burnout and mental fatigue. This is where the concept of balanced engagement comes in. Balanced engagement involves alternating periods of intense focus and active engagement with periods of rest and relaxation. It's about recognizing that our minds, like our bodies, need both exercise and recovery to perform at their best. This might mean scheduling dedicated deep work sessions where you focus intensely on challenging tasks, followed by periods of relaxation or less demanding activities. It's also important to recognize that rest itself can be a form of active engagement when done mindfully. A mindful walk in nature, for instance, can be both relaxing and mentally stimulating. The key is to approach these moments of rest with the same awareness and presence that you bring to your more active pursuits. To help integrate these concepts into your daily life, let's explore some practical exercises. These are designed to be easily incorporated into your routine, whether you're reading this book or listening to an audio version. The first exercise is an evening reflection. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to review your day for moments of engagement. When did you feel most present and aware? When did you catch your mind wandering? What activities or situations helped you stay mindful? This reflection not only reinforces your mindfulness practice, but also helps you identify patterns and areas for improvement. Another powerful exercise is mindful breathing during transitions. Whenever you move from one activity to another throughout your day, from home to work, from one task to the next, take a moment to focus on your breath. Take 3 deep, mindful breaths, feeling the air moving in and out of your body. This simple practice helps reset your attention and brings you back to the present moment, ready to engage fully with your next activity. As you incorporate these practices into your life, you'll likely see a range of outcomes. At a basic level, you'll notice more regular moments of mindfulness throughout your day. You'll catch yourself being present and aware more often, even if it's just for brief moments. With consistent practice, you'll develop a more consistent, mindful approach to life. You'll find yourself naturally tuning into your experiences, engaging more fully with your tasks and interactions. This heightened awareness can lead to greater enjoyment of daily life, improved relationships, and enhanced performance in your work and personal pursuits. The ultimate goal, the best possible outcome, is to develop a deeply ingrained habit of mental sharpness. In this state, mindful living becomes your default mode of operation. You're consistently aware, engaged, and present, able to bring your full mental faculties to bear on whatever situation you encounter. Of course, the journey to mindful living isn't without its challenges. One common obstacle is inconsistent practice. It's easy to forget about mindfulness in the hustle and bustle of daily life. The fix for this is to tie mindfulness exercises to existing daily routines. For instance, you might practice mindful breathing every time you sit down at your desk, or do a quick body scan every time you get in your car. Another frequent hurdle is feeling overwhelmed by the commitment to mindful living. It can seem like a daunting task to stay present and aware all the time. The solution is to start small and build gradually. Begin with just 1 or 2 mindful moments each day and slowly increase as these become habitual. Remember, mindful living is a journey, not a destination. Every moment of awareness is a success, no matter how brief. As we conclude this chapter on mindful living, take a moment to reflect on the power of presence. You've begun to explore how integrating mindfulness into your daily life can transform your experience of the world, keeping your mind sharp and engaged in every moment. You've taken the first steps toward a more aware, intentional way of living. But this is just the beginning. As we move forward, we'll discover how to take this newfound awareness and use it as a springboard for even greater growth. We'll explore the exciting realm of pushing beyond our perceived limits, uncovering how your sharpened, mindful approach to life can open up new possibilities you never thought possible. What hidden potentials will emerge as we learn to stretch the boundaries of our mental capabilities? The next chapter holds the key to unlocking a new level of personal growth and achievement. Chapter 9, Beyond Limits. Congratulations! You've reached the final chapter of our journey together. But make no mistake, this is not the end. In fact, it's just the beginning of an exciting new phase in your life. Throughout this book, we've explored various strategies and techniques to overcome mental laziness and sharpen your cognitive abilities. Now, it's time to take everything you've learned and push beyond the boundaries of what you thought possible. The concept of beyond limits might sound daunting, even intimidating. After all, we're all accustomed to thinking within certain parameters, constrained by our perceived limitations. But what if those limits were largely self-imposed? What if the boundaries of your mental capabilities were far more expansive than you've ever imagined? This chapter is about embracing that possibility. It's about recognizing that your journey of mental growth doesn't have a final destination. It's a lifelong adventure of discovery and self-actualization. But before we dive into new territories, let's take a moment to reflect on how far you've come. The strategies and techniques you've learned throughout this book have equipped you with powerful tools to unlock your full cognitive potential. You've discovered how to spark your mental awakening, cultivate mind awareness, challenge assumptions, engage actively, form positive habits, think creatively, master decision-making, and live mindfully. Each of these skills on its own has the power to significantly enhance your mental acuity. Combined, they form a formidable arsenal against mental laziness and cognitive stagnation. But the true power of what you've learned lies not just in the individual techniques, but in the overarching mindset they foster. You're no longer at the mercy of your mental habits or external circumstances. You've taken proactive control of your mental growth, becoming the architect of your own cognitive development. This newfound mental agility and self-awareness doesn't just benefit you individually, it has the potential to transform your relationships as well. Think about it. With enhanced communication skills and a deeper understanding of your own thought processes, you're better equipped to express your ideas clearly and listen actively to others. Your ability to challenge assumptions and think creatively can lead to more productive discussions and innovative problem-solving in your personal and professional relationships. Moreover, the practice of mindful living and active engagement fosters greater empathy. As you become more attuned to your own thoughts and feelings, you naturally become more sensitive to those of others. This heightened emotional intelligence can lead to deeper, more meaningful connections with the people in your life. But perhaps the most exciting aspect of your journey is what lies ahead. Armed with these new skills and mindsets, you're now capable of tackling complex challenges that might have seemed insurmountable before. That project at work that always felt too daunting, you now have the tools to break it down, approach it creatively, and see it through to completion. That personal goal that seemed out of reach? With your enhanced decision-making skills and habit-forming abilities, it's now within your grasp. As you continue to practice and refine these concepts, you'll find that your results improve while requiring less conscious effort. This is the beauty of building cognitive efficiency over time. Just as a musician can eventually play complex pieces without thinking about individual notes, you'll find yourself naturally applying these mental strategies without conscious thought. This efficiency is further amplified by the compounding benefits of sustained practice. Each time you engage in deliberate mental exercise, challenge your assumptions, or practice mindful living, you're not just maintaining your cognitive abilities, you're building upon them. Over time, these small, consistent efforts accumulate, leading to exponential growth in your mental capabilities. But remember, the journey doesn't stop here. To truly go beyond limits, you must embrace the concept of lifelong learning. This means adopting a growth mindset, the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. With this mindset, every challenge becomes an opportunity to learn and grow, every setback a chance to refine your approach. Seeking out new knowledge and experiences is crucial in this ongoing journey. Push yourself to learn about topics outside your usual areas of interest. Engage with ideas that challenge your existing beliefs. Travel to new places. Meet people from different backgrounds. Try new activities. Each of these experiences stretches your mind in new ways, creating fresh neural connections and expanding your cognitive horizons. As you embrace lifelong learning, you'll naturally find yourself pushing against your mental boundaries. This might feel uncomfortable at first. After all, our brains are wired to seek comfort and avoid stress. But it's precisely this discomfort that signals growth. By regularly challenging your personal comfort zones, you prevent your mind from settling into lazy routines. Set ambitious intellectual goals for yourself. Perhaps it's learning a new language, mastering a complex skill, or diving deep into a challenging academic subject. Whatever it is, make sure it's something that excites you and pushes you to grow. Remember, the goal isn't just to acquire new knowledge, but to continuously expand your capacity for learning and thinking. As you move forward on this journey, you'll inevitably face obstacles. There will be times when progress feels slow, when old habits try to reassert themselves, or when new challenges seem overwhelming. In these moments, cultivating resilience is key. Draw on the mindfulness techniques you've learned to stay present and focused. Use your creative thinking skills to find new approaches to obstacles. Remember that setbacks are not failures, but opportunities for learning and growth. Your journey of mental growth has the power to inspire others. As you continue to push beyond your limits, to tackle challenges with confidence, and to approach life with curiosity and engagement, people will notice. Your example can motivate friends, family, and colleagues to embark on their own journeys of self-improvement. In this way, your personal growth ripples outward, positively impacting your community and beyond. As we conclude this book, I want to leave you with a powerful truth. The strategies and techniques you've learned are not just tools for overcoming mental laziness. They're keys to unlocking your full human potential. By consistently applying these principles, you're not just sharpening your mind, you're reshaping your entire life experience. Imagine waking up each day with a sense of clarity and purpose, approaching challenges with confidence and creativity, engaging deeply with your experiences and relationships, and continually growing and evolving. This is not just a distant ideal, it's a reality that's now within your reach. The journey you've begun doesn't end with the closing of this book. In fact, this is where the real adventure begins. You now have the tools to continually expand your mental capabilities, to push beyond perceived limits, and to live a life of ongoing growth and fulfillment. So, what's next? What new horizons will you explore? What ambitious goals will you set for yourself? The possibilities are limitless. Your sharpened mind is now a powerful instrument for creating the life you desire. Use it wisely, challenge it regularly, and watch in amazement as you continually surpass what you once thought possible. Remember, every moment is an opportunity for growth. every challenge a chance to expand your capabilities. As you embrace this journey of mental sharpness, you may find yourself facing new cognitive challenges. How can you ensure that your newly honed mind is making the most informed, logical decisions? There's a crucial skill that complements and enhances everything you've learned so far. To truly maximize your mental potential and make the most of your sharpened mind, you'll want to master the art of critical thinking. Discover how to develop these essential habits in the audiobook Think Sharp, Developing Critical Thinking Habits. Tap the center of the video now to continue your transformation journey.